Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the nerdiest competition ever created by the Language of Bromance team. In this corner, obsessed with Star Wars and anything with swords, Richard! And in this corner, obsessed with the Ninja Turtles and scared of anything from the ocean, Shawn! Brought to you as a Pod Bros exclusive in association with the LOB Army. Tonight's competition is a Language of Bromance Draft.
What is up, everybody? I am Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And together, we are speaking the mythical language of bromance.
And today, Richard, for the 32nd time, we are going to do the Mythical Creature Draft! Mythical bitches! Woo!
They're mythical bitches now?
Yeah, well, they are in this draft. So if you don't know...
Our mythical audience.
If you don't know, and you should, what our drafts are is there are 7 rounds, NFL style, where Richard and I flip-flop picks back and forth. Whoever has the first pick in the first round gets the first pick in the second round. And back in the day when we first did this, we flipped a penny to see who goes first, and I won. So on odd drafts, I get the first pick. On even drafts, Richard gets the first pick. And since this is an even draft, Richard, you get the first pick and the first creature to be your mythical creature pet. Or your mythical creature zoo. Either way.
My mythical zoo. So the way I interpret this is I decide that I'm going to build a zoo. And I'm going to put all this really cool stuff in the zoo. So, Shawn, when you first came up with this idea, I felt like this was basically, this draft was going to evolve into it wasn't going to be a mythical creature draft. Shawn, we're not doing a mythical creature draft. We're doing a who's going to pick the dragon first draft.
Yeah, we are.
And that's how it started. Like, that's as soon as you were like, hey, let's do mythical creatures. So then it was like, okay, well, who's going to pick the dragon first? And then I remembered, hey, in this one, I get the first pick. So that's what I said. You know what, Shawn? I think that's a great idea. See, that was me manipulating you. See, we're talking. See, when you talk drafts, we're talking about strategy. We're talking about the kinds of strategy we need to use to have the cooler list. We need to have a strategy to come up with a cooler list, so that way it determines who gets more internet love.
That's true.
And so, of course, even draft, the strategy, people think, oh, the strategy comes during the planning and building of your list. No, sir. The strategy comes from going all the way back to deciding what we're going to do. So when you said mythical creature draft, and I was like, hey, I get to pick first. I'm like, that sounds like a great idea, Shawn.
So all the way back when we flipped a penny, you're like, on the 32nd draft, it'll be mythical creature. So I want to lose this penny flip.
That's right. I'm gonna own this in like 3 years.
So your first character for your mythical creature is a Chupacabra?
My first mythical creature, of course, is a troll, and not those big scaly wart covered trolls, like the little trolls with the hair.
Oh, okay, those are cool.
No,
you already said
Shawn.
It. No takesy backsies.
No, Shawn. My first pick, of course, and why my zoo is going to be visited 500 times more than your zoo is I'm going to have a dragon. I'm going to have a dragon in my zoo, Shawn. There's going to be a big fuck off dragon at my zoo. Now I know you're going to try and like right now you're sitting here and you're thinking, "Oh, what can I say to try and tear this down? What can I say to try and tear this down and ruin my best friend's first pick?" But you know what, Shawn? You're not going to do it. You know why? Cuz it's a dragon. And it's a fucking dragon. And there's nothing that you can say or do to sully the awesomeness that is a dragon. People airbrush a dragon on the side of a van. You see a van, I don't care what. If it's like a shitty, rusted out van and like there's a giant crack on the windshield and one of the doors is missing, one of the windows is missing, and it's just cardboard with duct tape around it, and you're like, oh my God, that's the ugliest van. Hey, is that a dragon on the side? That's fucking cool. And that's what the awesomeness that a dragon brings to the game. And so I don't even need to advertise. Well, I do need to advertise. I do need to advertise, but all I need to do is be like, I got a dragon. What do you have?
Well, the only problem, Richard, that I see with dragons is if it's in your zoo, we learned this from the last episode of Game of Thrones. When you keep a dragon caged up, they just start getting smaller and smaller. They become like the size of dogs. So people, you're going to be like, hey, come see the amazing dragon.
How do the dragons get smaller?
Well, I think is over time as they reproduce, like as they get more dragons. Because don't you remember in Game of Thrones, they had that dragon pit, and after like the ones would die off, the ones that came after it.
I see what you're saying.
They're like goldfish. If you have them out in the open, they have a ton of room to grow. They get big. But since they're in a small cage, they get small. Or they stay small.
So what you're saying is I need to make a deal with the dragon that the dragon comes and does a show every now and again, and then I give him food, or I give him money that he can take back to his dragon horde.
But what's going to happen is he's going to come and go whoosh because he had a bad day. Traffic was terrible. The kids, are bitching at home. The wife,
he's flying. It's a fucking dragon.
The wife back home was like, it was Sunday night. That's supposed to be sex night. And she had a headache for the third Sunday in a row. He thinks your dragon thinks she's fucking Steve. He's pretty sure she is. And, with traffic being bad, and then you're late on your other two payments because, who can get that much gold on that short notice? So he's like, you know what? Fuck this. Torches the whole crowd and eats them.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this.
And then you know what? And then I take that and I put it on YouTube. And I'm like, look at this fucking dragon.
Don't come see it. It'll blow you up. But we got webcams all over the place.
They're like, don't come see it. It's the most dangerous thing in the entire known universe. And you know what, Shawn? That'll just draw people in even more. Then I get the thrill seekers. I get those danger seekers.
You get them like flame retardant outfits they wear.
Yeah, or just douse or just spritz them with a little water bottle.
That should
beforehand.
Do it.
I just have two guys like they have the little gate thing with that little turny bit like you see in like a subway.
Turnstile? Yeah, the turnstile.
Turnstile. And then next to on each side of it, I just have two guys with little water bottles. They
You're good.
You should be good.
Whoosh. Ah, shit. More water. So what kind of dragon would you have?
Well, are you talking color or are you talking temperament? Because
a nice dragon. No, I guess I know there's a bunch of different kinds of dragons.
Well, not too nice. Like you don't want like Pete's dragon in there because
yeah, maybe he's up there telling jokes. Did you hear why the dragon crossed the road?
I just flew in from my cave and boy are my arms tired. Okay, you know what? The fact that you laughed at that way harder than you should have.
It's funny.
You would be the only person in the audience laughing at that joke.
This guy's good.
Oh my God, who knew dragons were so hilarious?
Same joke every time, but it gets me.
Yeah, I guess color-wise, I'm not sure. Maybe black. I think black would make him look all badass. Or have him be some like dark blue, or you have dragons that are metallic colors, gold, silver.
Don't they usually do like if it's red, it shoots fire? If it's like green, isn't it like acid?
If we're going with the monster manual, with the D&D version of a dragon, if they're red, they shoot fire. If they're black, they shoot a line of acid.
Ouch.
If they're green,
they shoot money.
No, if they're green, they shoot a cloud of poison gas.
So they fart out of their mouth?
Basically, but it kills people.
Oh. My farts have been known to kill people.
Whoa. Maybe you're a dragon in reverse.
I'm a reverse dragon.
Yeah.
I could be in your zoo.
You kind of are. You are the complete opposite of a dragon. You know, a dragon is a big, majestic creature that doesn't take shit off of anybody and eats people and has a huge hoard of treasure. And you
have none of those things.
Have none of those things. If they're blue, they shoot lightning.
That'd be cool. Get Metallica to come out like to your zoo and do like a show, and he just be in the background.
God.
Rock.
And then one show a year, I talk the dragon into letting me ride on its back and play a guitar.
Yeah,
like an electric guitar. Like it flies in, and I'm like, wow, extreme,
extreme dragon, extreme zoo. Come see Richard all one night a year for his electric guitar show.
Yeah. Have pyrotechnics going off and shit.
It's just me in the crowd. Hey, tell that joke.
See, I told you people like the jokes. It's one guy. So yeah, Shawn, I mean, I feel like the rest of this list is completely and utterly moot, but I mean, we can go through the motions.
Yeah.
Because I have a dragon.
That was on my draft. Dragon was a good pick.
Yeah, of course dragon was a good pick.
That's kind of like the Joker pick in like the villain draft. It's just kind of the one that's going to happen.
Right. Completely agreed. So I'm taking it first because strategy. I've been planning this for years.
All right. So for my first round pick, Richard, like you've got the attraction, right? You got the dragon coming in.
I do. Main event.
So what's one of the things people love at zoos? They love the aquatic show. They love seeing the animals in the splash zone. They like to go, like the Jurassic World. You go underwater, you see the big giant fuck off dinosaur that eats stuff, and you see it eat stuff underwater, and all the kids are like, "Oh yeah, sweet, woo!"
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. When I watch Jurassic World and you see all the dinosaurs and stuff like that, you're like, "Oh yeah, okay." Like you try and imagine yourself at Jurassic Park. And you're walking through and you're like, oh, that looks cool and all that. I mean, aside from the fact that I think that in the event something like this at all would happen, that everybody would be like, fuck that. I've seen Jurassic Park. I'm not going to that goddamn thing. But
staying far, far away from that.
Right. But okay, so let's say if you take all that out and you're going through, and seeing the dinosaurs, if you put yourself in that position, you see a dinosaur, oh, that looks cool. Oh my God, it's a dinosaur. That's awesome. That looks cool. But that thing with the giant dinosaur and the fucking fish tank thing, like that looked fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be a showstopper right there. Big giant thing leaps out of the water and bites at shit. I'd be like, holy fuck.
Bites at a great white shark.
Yeah.
So Richard, going off that, I think I have the perfect animal for my aquatic zone area of my zoo.
Okay.
It's one of mythical proportions. It's one that lives in the land, I think it's Scotland, at Loch Ness.
Oh.
For my first round pick, I'm going to go with a Loch Ness monster.
Oh, Nessie.
You're going to have like a spot where kids can throw fish in the water for it. You could have like a little petting zoo where it could pet the baby Loch Ness monsters. You could reenact the whole Jurassic World. You have a big ass great white shark come over the top of it.
Wait a minute, you're getting baby Nessies? How did you get baby Nessies?
Well, I mean, it's not like dragons. Dragons, you gotta convince him to come because he's got the big horde and all that. These are just
true.
Dumb animals. I just gotta capture them. Just like killer whale. Killer whales aren't dumb.
See, I like how you say that. Like all I have to do is capture this creature of legend that has eluded man for the last 9 billion years.
Well, Richard, I have not put my mind to it yet. And what my mom told me, if I put my mind to it, I can do anything I want.
Yeah.
I just don't want to catch Loch Ness Monster yet. Well, mainly because I'm scared
She
of
also
water.
told you were going to be a country singer.
No, she said I wouldn't be. She was pretty clear about I wasn't going to be able to do that. But I mean, just think about it. You've got the ability to, have the aquatic show. You got the splash zone. Got them jumping out of water. Nobody knows. Maybe they're smart like killer whales and like to do tricks. I mean,
How do you think the Loch Ness monster looks? Do you think it's in my head? I'm picturing like something kind of like a seal, but with four. Like it doesn't have hands. It has like flippers. I'm picturing like a big round body with four flippers, and then a big long neck with the head.
Yeah, that's how I see it. I think they're called, like, the thing they think it is like a plesiosaurus or something like that.
Yeah,
which is basically like a oh shit, I don't remember what. It's like the big neck dinosaur, except with feet it has flippers and swims.
Okay.
So that's what I envision. And so I mean, you've got this whole thing there where you see it swim, it can go into the water, splash zone. I mean, there's all kinds of cool stuff you could see with the Loch Ness monster.
Plus, you get to tell the story about how you caught it.
That's true, with a big robot.
Is that how you catch it, with a big robot?
Yeah, with a big metal dick.
The Nessie Hunter.
That sounds like a good TV show. But then you have like a Scottish person who would be the narrator of this whole event.
No, you get a famous Scottish person. Get like
Sean Connery.
Oh my God. Yeah, you could get Sean. Sean Connery's too old. I don't think he would narrate well. I don't imagine Sean Connery. Like, I don't think I'd want to listen to an audiobook narrated by Sean Connery.
Craig Ferguson. That's who I'd get.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. See, and that's how you get that would make a show.
That would.
Craig Ferguson looking for the Loch Ness monster.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about him, like, narrating the actual, like, event at the zoo.
Oh, my God. And then the robot went in the water with a big metal dick, and it was like, ah. And Nessie was like, what? I guess I'll come with you.
That's pretty good, Craig Ferguson.
Thank you.
So for my first round pick, Richard, I'm going to go with the Loch Ness monster.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's not half bad.
It's not dragons, but it's probably
it is definitely not a dragon. Let's be clear. Let's be clear on that. It is not a dragon. Okay, so Shawn, for my second pick, what's the old adage when it comes to selling something? What sells? Tell me what sells. Go ahead. Ray, 1, 2, 3. What
jokes.
Sells? No, jokes don't sell.
Honesty.
Honesty does not sell. This is why you married late.
Good
Come
intentions.
On. Okay, again, this
Axe
is
body spray. Yes.
Shawn, sex. Sex sells. Sex sells, Shawn.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. So now I have the ultimate here. Are you ready? Now, I was kind of torn between two different creatures, but I decided to go with this one because of a special ability they have. Shawn, for my second round pick, from a creature from Legend, I am going with it is an actual creature. Looks like a person, but it's not. Shawn, for my second round pick, I'm going with the Sirens.
Oh, I read a little bit about these. So tell me what's your siren exhibit going to be?
So the Sirens are, for those that don't know, sirens come from Greek myth. Sirens are three ladies that using their awesome voice, they sing, and then it draws men to them. They sing, and then men are like, "Oh my God, look at those women over there. Those are the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my entire life." And then they jump out of their boat and they swim over. Guess what, Shawn? They're dead.
Oh, do they get eaten?
They get eaten.
I just imagine like they're over there saying like, "I believe in a thing called love."
Yeah.
Like, oh, I hate that song,
but it sounds so good. So Shawn, that's how you sell tickets, because people are looking online and they're like, "Oh, I don't know. I mean, yeah, they got a dragon, but dragon looks kind of dangerous. I don't know. Like, what other good reason do I have to go to the zoo? Oh, look, what's this? A YouTube video. Click. Oh my God.
Don't want
look at
anybody else.
Yeah.
When I think about you, I touch myself.
Oh, I don't want anybody else. So now.
I was thinking like you sell it to the wives, like, "Hey, do you want to get rid of your husband? Come on down to Richard Zoo and take him to the Sirens exhibit."
Yeah, you can just leave him there all day.
Yeah, then come back and get a receipt, and you're free and clear.
So they're like, "Oh, look, it's a YouTube video. Oh my God, these women are beautiful. Oh, what? Oh, they sound so. Honey, we're buying tickets to the zoo. I have to go to this zoo. That's how I sell tickets. Sex sells, Shawn. And what better way to sell it than with some sirens?
So you're gonna.
It's like my secret marketing weapon.
So it's like what do they call it? Where it's hidden messages.
Like subliminal.
Yeah, it'd be like a subliminal message.
Yes, exactly.
So
I am totally cheating my way to get tickets, but you know what? A sold ticket is a sold ticket.
So you'd be like, "Come on down to Richard's, where we got a dragon. Don't like dragons? Well, listen to this tune."
Yeah. No, see, I just like I show the dragon, and then I just have them like singing a jingle in the background.
Do you have a good Richard's Jingle Zoo ready?
Come on, who cares what the jingle is? I got sirens singing it. They could be singing fucking, Cher's version of In His Kiss, and they're like, "Oh my God, I have to go." If you wanna know if he loves you so, it's in his kiss. That's where it is. Whoa, baby, it's in his kiss.
Hold on, I gotta go to PayPal. I gotta send some money to a zoo.
That's where it is. Whoa. Anyway, if I could turn back time.
So we're gonna change the name of the podcast from Bromance to Sharemance.
Yeah. People knock Cher, but she had a #1 hit in 3 different decades.
Yeah, she still looks okay for her shape or for her age.
There's only There's only 2 other women that have done that.
Has any man done that?
Huh? I'm not sure. Probably. I'm not saying probably as Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure
God,
you are.
Damn it.
You just lost this draft, buddy.
Well, I wasn't going to get the women anyway. I got sirens.
That's true. Well, at least you get the hateful women, the ones that want to get rid of
Although
their husbands.
I wonder, do you think sirens would work on women? I mean, it worked on the men because it was men on a boat.
Well, did you see, did you ever watch, what was the name of that show? There's a Comedy Central, adventure show where they ran into sirens. There's a gay guy in their group.
Oh, was it Crod the Barbarian?
Crodman Dune.
Yeah, Crodman Dune.
Oh, I love that.
That was a good
show. All right, for my second round pick, Richard, I want attractions. You've got they're ladies, so you have ladies in your zoo, which seems kind of weird to me, even though they're not really ladies.
They're not really ladies.
So I want to be able to go to the zoo and see these animals that look sad and be like, "Oh, I wish they were in their own habitat, but at least I get to see them."
So you want to be like a real zoo?
Yeah. It's like, well, they got sticks and stuff, so they must be happy.
That's how you justify it in your head. That's how we all justify it in our heads. Like, look, that monkey looks. Yeah. I guess he's happy. I mean,
do they have tire swings in the jungle, right, Dad? Yeah, they do. Well, oh, look, he's making a rope. Oh God, kids, we gotta go.
Avert your eyes, kids. Avert your eyes.
So for my second round pick, Richard, I want to go. It's found all over. They've been found in the Himalayas. They've been found. There's a bunch of different versions of it too. South Florida has one. Missouri has one called Momo. Yeah. But I'm going to go with your typical Northeastern. I want to go with the big ape creature, Sasquatch, or better known as Bigfoot.
See? Okay. Now, here's my thing when it comes to that. What if Bigfoot is part of a race of big feet? And then you're going to have, you know what you're going to have on your hands, Shawn? Revolution. That's what you're going to have on your hands. See, at first, one of the things I thought of, I could totally have Bigfoot. But you know what? Then I thought about it. And here's the thing, is you start out with a Bigfoot, and then you've got big feet, and then you have other big feet, and then you know what you got, Shawn? Planet of the Apes. It's Planet of the Apes, but Bigfoot.
Well, it's only if they're super technically advanced, because we put
one of your zookeepers is going to go in there and try and feed him, and then he's going to stand up and be like, "No!" And then you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, it talked."
Harry and the Hendersons was right. But no, I mean, we have all kinds of apes today, unless these are super, intelligent creatures, which they don't have. Well, unless they
It
have
could be.
underground
Think
cities.
about it. It's been avoiding people for how long now?
Well, so have dragons and the Loch Ness Monster.
That's true.
So maybe you'd have dragons you'd have to worry about. Hordes of dragons.
Which I think if dragons existed today, like, do you really think that they would keep quiet? I don't think, like, if I'm a dragon and I wake up and I'm like, hey, look, all these people, they look tasty. Nom, nom, nom.
Pretty much.
Like, and I'd be like, fuck you, I'm a dragon.
Yeah, we'd have a total rain of fire situation.
Exactly. Oh my God, that was so good.
It is a good movie.
That is a good movie. You know,
Good
that movie
premise.
got a lot of shit, but I think that movie was ahead of its time when it came to showing dragons on screen.
Oh, it looked good for the time.
It looked amazing.
Yeah, I think and that seems like, because that's not really an apocalyptic movie. It's usually some kind of like natural disaster. That's like where humans are no longer the apex predators on Earth.
Plus, McConaughey
and
was actually
Batman.
was pretty
Batman's
decent.
in it, too.
Yeah.
Christian
McConaughey
Bale.
was decent in that movie.
He gets eaten in that movie too, doesn't he?
Fuck, I don't remember.
I think he does. I think he like jumps off a plane with his pickaxe. And, like,
I watched
"Bah!"
it like
It's
I watched
chomp.
it like 10, 12 years ago.
But you know what movie Bigfoot's in, Richard?
Harry and the Hendersons.
Good movie.
Good movie. John Lithgow.
Yeah, he hits Bigfoot and tries to take him home. And at the end, but I mean, you'd have basically the same kind of stuff you have today, but it'd be bigger. Like you have, Bigfoot hanging out, looking at the window, tugging
Looking
one
all
out.
sad.
Sometimes they're happy. At least they pretend to be happy.
They're pretending. They're all pretending, Sean. They're the most miserable they've been. And they probably don't even know happiness. I mean, think
Probably
about
not.
that. Like, they've bred in captivity. They don't know. They don't know what it's like. They don't. They just want an open field.
I always feel like that's like what we are. Like we're probably in an actual zoo and we just don't know it. Like an alien zoo.
Like Planet Earth. Planet Earth is the zoo.
Yeah, and they look at us like, look at those two stupid guys talking on the internet.
Yeah.
They
Tap, tap,
Oh, something's wrong with our connection, Richard.
tap.
But I mean, I think you get some cool stuff. Like to see like this 8-foot tall, like Bigfoot type creature would be so cool. He'd be sitting there with like a log and like breaks it in half and chucks it at the glass and it cracks. You'd have like cute videos of kids like pounding on the glass, be like, "Ha ha, monkey!" and they come running at it and crack the glass. And kids would shit themselves and run.
Oh God, that would. I'm an adult and I would shit my pants.
Have you seen the videos of like the gorillas that do that?
If I see this giant fucking thing, like,
Yeah.
but like it looks. But see, when you're talking about Bigfoot, like it looks like a person.
Yeah.
You're talking about Bigfoot. It looks like a person just. It'd be like a Kid Matumbo like full like dead run straight at the glass. If Matumbo was running at the glass at me, I'd shit my pants. Oh my God! Could he break this? He could break this.
The last zoo I went to, it wasn't while I was there. It happened, but it was before I went. These kids were like, I don't know if they're making fun of this gorilla or just like looking at it, and it like smacked the glass and cracked it.
Oh,
like I'd be, all right, kids, we're done. Let's go.
Let's go to the aquarium. We're going to the aquarium.
So for my
shit
second
can't
round,
try and kill us in the aquarium.
well, they do have sharks in that aquarium, so you see the
Well,
glass clack.
Yeah, but you gotta fall in the fucking tank for the shark to get you. You can't, it's you gotta make an effort to get killed in an aquarium. You gotta do something stupid. When you're talking about the zoo, like you said, that thing just cracked the glass. Like there's a chance you could just be like, "Oh, hi, monkey," and then monkey's like, smash, and then fucking rips your face off.
Yeah. Revolution! Holy shit, talking monkey.
No.
So my second round pick, Richard, I'm going to go with Bigfoot.
Okay. All right, Sean. Third round pick. Now, not only do I have a monster, not only do I have a mythical monster, but I have a whole attraction planned around this monster. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you're walking through the zoo, and then all of a sudden you see this doorway, and there's torches, like lit torches on the side. Looks like the entrance to Jurassic Park. Like, you know,
What
that
do they
big
have in there? King Kong?
yeah, right. There's the big fuck off door, and the door's open, and then it's like, and then, you know, of course you got to pay. Like that's the first
that's
thing
extra,
you see,
right? That's the extra attraction.
Yeah, of course it's the extra attraction. You know why? Because I put some time and some energy into this. Because you know what I built, Shawn? I built a giant fuck off maze. I built a maze. And so you got to work it's like, oh, come and, you know, see if you can make it through the maze. And you're walking through the maze, and there's, maybe there's traps. Maybe I put traps in the maze. I mean, hopefully nothing lethal. I don't think I'm not going to put anything in there that'll kill anybody. It'll be spikes, but they'll be like Nerf spikes. Like you fall into, like a trap door opens and you fall into, a ball pit.
Yeah. It's like, ah, ha, ha. And then the door closes and it's dark because it's like, you're trapped in there forever.
Wah, 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 wah. And then at the end, you have a Nerf sword and you have to fight the mythical creature.
Oh. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, and then the music is playing from that Star Trek episode where Kirk had to fight Spock. It's like Shawn, for my third pick, I'm gonna go with the creature that you find at the end of any labyrinth. Shawn, I'm going with the Minotaur.
Good pick. I had that on my list. And the attraction's a great idea too. Like, who wouldn't pay for? Like, it'd be a trained Minotaur.
Yeah.
So like it would always let the person win.
Right. And it for me in my head, I'm thinking it'd just be like because a Minotaur is like, they stand up like a person. So in my head, I'm like, hey, he's a person. So be like, listen, you're gonna be the star of your own attraction.
Yep.
You're gonna be at the end. People come at you with Nerf swords. You spar with them a little bit, and then they, stab you, and then you fake a death scene, and then you're off to, on a coffee break or whatever.
Yeah. Well, then they take a picture of, I defeated the Minotaur.
Right.
Which is extra.
Exactly.
Fight the Minotaur costs like $40. The picture package
exactly.
is like
so I'm picturing
200.
You get to the end, and there's a Minotaur, and he has a little button that says like tips appreciated, like pinned onto his chest. So you have this Minotaur at the end, and like I said, in my head, to me, I would think of it like a Disney cast member,
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Except instead of somebody that's in a suit, I have a real fucking Minotaur. Minotaur at the end of a maze. And so you're going through the maze, and then at the end, you fight the Minotaur, and then afterwards, then just imagine walking into like the break room, and then I have a Minotaur sitting at a table, sipping out of a cup that says like world's greatest dad.
Yeah, because he's like, my kids, this is going to be my kid's future.
He has a coffee cup and it says like my other cup is a chalice. Who wouldn't want a Minotaur at the end? Who wouldn't want to go to that attraction?
Well, I think, and you'd be take little Timmy, and like the whole like maze part of it would be one challenge. And then once you get to the end of it, it's like, all right, Timmy, go fight the Minotaur. The Minotaur's like,
not Timmy. Ha 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 ha.
Not Sir Knight Timmy, I've heard of you. You will fall beneath my hooves.
Yeah, he'd be like, you go to Disney World and you see like Darth Vader, and he's, he says his shtick or whatever, but I have a Minotaur, and that's what you do at the end of the maze. You fight the Minotaur, and then for an extra $25 US. You can take a selfie with the slain Minotaur.
Oh, you'd have the whole the shopping, like the gift spot right afterwards.
Right afterwards, right through the exit.
I went into the Richard Zoo maze and fought the Minotaur, and
I went into Richard's labyrinth.
And all I got was a stupid t-shirt.
Perfect.
That's a money-making machine right there.
Amazing. All right, Shawn. So there you go. That's my pick. I have the Minotaur.
All right. So for my third round pick, I want to go with something I think that's pretty big right now. And you'd almost have to build this like a petting zoo. It'd be tough, but they have them today with the smaller versions of these.
All right.
But Richard, right now, the Game of Thrones is huge, right? Like
Huge.
everybody loves Games of Thrones.
Everybody loves it.
Besides dragons, Richard, what do people want?
Hang on. Daenerys.
Yes.
They want Daenerys. They
My
want dragons.
third round pick is the Queen of Dragons. And she will
Private
take your
attraction.
dragons. She'll take your dragons and put them in my zoo. No. For my third round pick, Richard, I want to build an attraction that lets people come in and pet these animals, get their picture taken with them, and just be amazed by these beautiful, beautiful creatures. My third round pick, Richard, I'm going to go with some dire wolves.
Ooh, I like it.
So,
Oh my God, you could totally, and like for little kids, they could ride them like ponies.
they could.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
And they have wolf sanctuaries now where people go and they get to pet the wolves. They're like, oh my God, these things are so big. But if you had a dire wolf attraction,
Oh
same way,
Be
woo,
fucking huge.
yeah. And you get pictures with them, and then you could do all kinds of crazy stuff. Like you said, the kids riding them. They could do tricks. You could sit.
You could and like
jump
license.
through.
You could license with Game of Thrones, so that way, like in the gift shop next to it, you could sell a bunch of Game of Thrones shit for house start.
Yeah, for sure. And they'd all have names. So you name them. You have all the ones named after the ones from Game of Thrones. Like you'd have a ghost. You'd have I can't remember the rest of their names because they all died.
You have that cool one, and then you have all the other ones that nobody
Yeah.
gives a shit about.
Why do you name it Ghost? It's not even white. But I think that these are beautiful, beautiful creatures. Like everybody gets whenever you see people post on Facebook that they got to go to a wolf sanctuary. Like, could you imagine how many people would be excited to go see a dire wolf sanctuary?
Dude, I would totally be excited to do that. And then, like I said, you go and like say you have like a super little kid, be like, "Oh, ride the dire wolf," and you sit them on top and like walk them around in a circle on the little merry-go-round thing that they have them on. Like
And
you
then
see
you
like ponies on or whatever.
And then you go see the direwolf pups. The kids can go there and play with them. And they're like the size of regular dogs, but puppy-like.
Yeah, and then they like lick your face.
Which would
Oh my
basically
God,
almost lick your face off.
I would pay $20 to lay on the ground and have a bunch of direwolf puppies lick my face.
Like pure happiness. That's what that would
Oh
be.
my God, that's just it is. That's happiness with a bow.
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of day you're having. I don't care about how shitty your job is. I don't care about I haven't gotten laid in 3 weeks. Right now I'm laying on the ground and getting my face licked by a litter of direwolf puppies.
No, it sounds amazing.
Oh, that's so good.
Look at him eating the kibble.
Oh wait, that's not kibble. That's a small child.
Uh-oh. Direwolf Sanctuary's closed for the day, folks.
Due to maintenance.
Once they have the taste for human blood, you got to put them down.
Unfortunately.
So for my third round pick, Richard, I'm going to go with the direwolf.
That's a good pick. That wasn't on my list, but you know what? It should have been.
It should have been.
It should have been. It really should have been. All right. Oh, okay. I know what I want for the end. All right. Here we go, Shawn. I'm going to go with a creature from a completely different universe. You're talking about Game of Thrones. I'm going to go with another literary universe. Shawn, I'm going with the world of Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I think that one of the coolest creatures that was in Harry Potter, it's also in D&D. It's, actually it's also from Greek myth. But Shawn, what's people like Flash? People like Flare. People like something that, almost like a pyrotechnics show. Yeah. Shawn, I have the coolest pyrotechnics show for you. I have a bird that bursts into flames.
Yeah.
And then another bird shows up. Shawn, for my next pick, I'm going with the legendary Phoenix.
That was going to be my next pick.
Was it? Oh my God. See, I'm telling you. Oh,
well, that's one of the things you get it on a timer. It's like, oh, quick, kids! All right, we got to.
Oh my God, be like
exhibit.
Old Faithful. Well, we gotta get to the Phoenix show.
It's another one goes at noon, guys. Let's go! Hurry! You see it just go whoosh.
No, you got to put some fanfare into it. Like you put some pyrotechnics up around it. It's like you were waiting for this. Little pyro charges go off, and now it's here. ladies and gentlemen, the Phoenix. And then this bird just like steps out and it's like, boosh, bursts into flames.
Oh, and you could sell the ashes. Like you could have in that gift shop, you can have Phoenix ashes for sale.
Oh my God. I totally didn't think of that. And now you've just, the whole thing's going to pay for itself.
It is.
I'm going to pay for it just on Phoenix ash alone.
You have like a snow globe type thing where like when you shake it, like all the ash like goes around and settles.
You go to the witch communities and be like, hey, Phoenix feathers, and sell them to them. $50 a feather. Phoenix feathers.
That'd be a good sell.
Oh my God.
You get timing just right too. So you get one at noon, like one at 2, and one at 6. Like if you go in that rhythm, you got 3 shows a day.
Well, I probably have to have multiple birds.
Yeah. That's what I meant. 3 different birds.
Yeah.
I think what I've read on those is like 1,400 years is whenever they do that. Because in some mythology, when they die, they actually die and a new one is born.
Right.
And then some, it's just like themselves is reborn. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I think in Harry Potter, like it seemed like that one died all the time.
No, I think it just did it the one. I think it might have just done it the once. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. But yeah, there you go, Shawn. It's kind of a one and done. But I mean, how could you beat the pyrotechnic show of a giant bird turning into fire and then a whole new bird?
That's
Shawn, there's my pick. It's the Phoenix.
It's a good pick. I like it. Was my next pick.
Oh.
All right.
Now he's scrambling. He's backpedaling, but he's looking confident. He's looking confident. He's like, okay, it's time to bring out the big guns. Time to come back. I'm crawling back. Here we go.
This is one of those drafts where I feel like my and butts is getting smaller and smaller.
Oh shit.
So for my 4th round pick, Richard, you talked about like with a Minotaur, this like big attraction, right? Like, you get to go through this maze and you get to fight this Minotaur.
Yeah.
Something else that would be awesome. Richard, people like to fly, right?
Oh, people love to fly. When
fly.
Everybody asks, it's the whole superpower thing. Like, hey, what if you could have a superpower? Hey, I want to fly. I want to fly.
There's, in Walt Disney World, there's the Dumbo ride that's world famous. So, Richard, people love to fly. People love horses. Why not combine the two, Richard? So what we're going to have at Shawn's Zoo is the Pegasus exhibit where everybody gets to saddle up and ride the Pegasus through the Pegasus flying extravaganza.
See, now this was on my list because I mean, it's a flying horse.
Yeah.
How can you beat a flying horse?
You want to gallop around, like you can gallop for a little bit, and the horse is like, hey, guess what? We're going to jump this little thing, and nope, we're going to keep going.
Yeah,
Woo!
It's a horse, and people like to ride horses. It's a horse, and it fucking flies.
Yep. And
come on.
We've mastered horses, and Pegasus is from, at least what it seems like in history.
Pegasi, if we're talking in the plural.
Pegasus. They seem like there's, you could have plenty of them. You could even have the pony ones where they don't fly too high so the kids can get on that. Same thing, picture with a Pegasus, shirts with a Pegasus. You could sell Pegasus wings in the gift shop, so kids are like, hey, Mom, Dad, I want the Pegasus wings.
Or because, I mean, it's, because those are bird wings and, like, the feathers fall off.
Oh, yeah, you could sell actual ones, too. I was thinking, like, you'd sell fake ones that kids could buy and put on.
No, it's a bird. Also, like, let's say you have a few of them, eventually maybe one gets old and dies. Shawn, you don't have to turn that Pegasus into glue. You can chop it up. You know why? Because you know what a Pegasus is? You know what it has on its head? It has a horn.
Little unicorn antlers.
Oh my God, you could totally sell that horn.
You know what you could do? You could have the little adult shop in your gift shop, where you have to be over 18 to go in. Guess what you're selling? Pegasus sex toys.
Yeah.
Some for the ladies, and you can grind it up for the guys, have the little erectile issues.
Or you just have it for the ladies and just be like, hey, you can use this.
So for my 4th round pick, Richard, it's going to be a event where people can ride. And maybe, you know what? You could have Pegasus races. Every Tuesday at Shawn's Zoo, we have the Pegasus race.
Yeah, they just like fly in big circles.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. And then you could just You just watch it. You have cameras aiming up, and you just watch them race. It'd
Yeah.
be like a horse track, but
Yeah, in the air.
in the air.
And they have
That'd
to
be
like loop
awesome.
through stuff. Then people could put bet. It'd be like
Oh, you
betting.
could put like hoops, and they could fly through and be like an
Yeah.
obstacle course.
Yeah.
That'd be badass.
I like each time they go through it goes bloop.
Oh, boom.
Yeah. So for my 4th round pick, Richard, I'm going to go with Pegasus.
Okay. Now, Shawn, at my zoo, I think I'm going to have something for the adults. Okay?
Well, the sirens are kind of for the adults, the adult men.
Sirens are kind of for the adults, and I'm going to include them in this too. Shawn, I want a nightclub. I want a private club for my zoo. And there's going to be an entrance fee. There's going to be, hey, you want to be a, like, you go to the zoo and they always try and get you, they always want to get you in on their special zoo club.
Yeah.
Or whatever, where you pay like, $12,000 and then they give you a special pass to go into this one room that they have at the zoo where who knows what the fuck's in there. But I mean, from what I understand, it's like a tray of muffins and a water bottle.
It's all served by an actual monkey.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. So for my next pick, for my nightclub, Shawn, I'm gonna have the theme. The theme of the nightclub is gonna be hell. Oh no! Don't give me that look. Am I taking an? Oh,
I think so.
I
Go
think
ahead.
I'm taking another one. Okay, so theme of the nightclub. It's gonna be hell, but I'll have like the sirens in there. Because like it's gonna be a very like decadent fucking blah blah blah.
They'll be
So,
on
Shawn,
stage. They'll be the stage show.
Right. But and it's going to be like this very like hedonistic kind of club. But Shawn, I need something at the entranceway. I need something at the entranceway to, help to draw people in, be like, "Oh my god, this is really exclusive."
Mhm.
And also, not only that, also he's going to serve as my bouncer for the club.
Okay.
Because he's going to be the one watching it's going to be the one watching the door, making sure who goes in and who goes out. Shawn, for my next pick, guarding the gate to my hellish nightclub, I'm going to have the 3-headed dog known as Cerberus.
Wow, that was going to be my money shot pick because I was going to have him at the entrance of my zoo because if you know the mythology, Cerberus kept people from going in and from coming out. So once you come into Shawn's zoo, you can't get out. You gotta keep paying that money.
I just wanted a sandwich. Oh.
Come for the animals, stay for the eternity.
Less safe because you can't leave and you enjoy having 2 arms. Yeah. Big 3-headed fucking dog.
Yep. Has a snake tail in some.
In some, yes, has a snake tail. I think it would be cool. Like the reason I was thinking like, yes, you have like the Hell nightclub and it totally, kind of, feeds the myth of the Cerberus. But also at the same time, this way I have a draw for getting people to pay an outrageous fee to join that goddamn private zoo club. Like Disney has that, what do they call it? Club 33? You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
I know what you're talking about. It's like a very exclusive special club.
Yeah, you pay like $20,000 a year or something for membership, and it gets you into these, at the park they have this private club just for members, and you get to see stuff that nobody ever sees. Well, guess what you get to see at Richard's private club? You get to see a dog with 3 heads.
And you get a private concert of the sirens.
Right? Private siren show.
If you
And
like
then-
it, then you should have put a ring on it.
Yeah.
If you like- oh my god,
Oh my
I
God,
don't
they'd
like
be
that
like-
song,
They'd
but
be like Destiny's Child
yeah, pretty much.
before Beyonce got all big.
She's not that big. Oh, you mean famous?
Yes, that is exactly what I meant, because she was never big and will never be because it's goddamn Beyonce.
Well, that's another one you stole from me, Richard. So
Oh my
thanks.
God. I am so sorry. I feel bad now.
I don't feel bad.
Okay. So now it's up to you. Yeah, blow me away. Blow me away with number 5.
All right, Richard. So for my 5th round pick, I wasn't sure about this guy because I've already taken an aquatic animal. But you know what? If you're gonna have dragons, and you're gonna have this special club, I need to dominate the aquatic.
So you're gonna have like creatures of the deep exhibit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have that niche down. So aquatic niche, that's you go to Richard Zoo for these things, but like if you want to see animals from the deep, you go to Shawn Zoo because it's got the aquatic thing down.
Yeah.
So Richard, what I'm gonna go with, it's a huge animal. It's taking down ships. You could have a whole like shipwreck scenario going on there. You can have you get to trudge across the water in a boat. Can you make it past it? Can you not?
Oh my God.
My 5th round pick, Richard. I want to go with the legendary creature, the Kraken.
Oh, Shawn, this was going to be my 7th round pick.
Yeah, suck it, bitch.
Oh, shit. Oh my God. Like, you want to talk, like, when you talk about mythical creatures, how can you not talk about the Kraken? Fucking now, are we talking about the Kraken as in giant squid, or are we talking about the Kraken as in the thing from Clash of the Titans?
I was thinking kind of the giant squid.
Okay,
that's what I would envision.
That's how I kind of envisioned it too. I don't remember
curious what the Clash of the Titans one looked like, but yeah, I mean, you'd have like a glass bottom boat where you're watching for it. And you slowly see it come up, and it would like consume the ship, but let it go. So like that's the attraction.
Are you like? Did you ever hear the story? Did you read any of the stories about the myth of the Kraken?
Mm-mm. I mean, I've heard some stuff, but
where like sailors would go, and then they find an island, and then they get on the island, and they'd hang out or whatever, and then it turns out, Shawn, wasn't an island. That's the Kraken, and then it goes bloop, and then they all died.
That would suck.
Right?
Could you imagine? It's like
you're walking around and then all of a sudden, like the entire ground beneath you just disappears.
This land's squishy.
Yeah, right. Let's put a flag in it.
But I mean, again, like
big tentacle comes up. I'll tell you. You want to know the freakiest story I heard? Here's the freakiest story I heard when it came to like a Kraken or whatever. Okay. Freakiest story I heard about it was where these two guys that were in a fishing boat, and they're going along the water, and it's at night. Okay, so they're going along the water at night, and like everything's like the water's all calm and peaceful and whatever, and they're just kind of hanging out. And then one of the sailors, because it's a moonlit night, so it's not pitch black out. It's reflecting off the water and everything, and so one of the sailors kind of looks over the side, and Shawn, underneath, like taking up the entirety of the boat, is just a big eye. Oh my God, right? That was my first thought. Like, holy shit. I've heard stories about, big sea monster or whatever, but I never contemplated the fact that, like, oh my God, what if you just looked over and just this big eye just blinking?
Yeah.
Like looking right up and it's taking up like your whole boat. Like, holy fuck, are you kidding me?
Yeah, there's some big ass animals in the water. Like we all know I'm scared of sharks, but there's this, I don't remember what island it is, but they have like a iconic picture of this guy kayaking, in like a 6-foot, 12-foot kayak.
Okay.
And, 15, 20 yards behind it is like a 12 to 15-foot great white shark just following it. Like, it doesn't bother it because probably it's not hungry, but it's just like, oh, what's that? It's smaller than me, but I could eat it.
Right. And it's also, the thing is the fact that, like, it's like I said, in this story, it's calm water, and like you think everything's all peaceful and serene. There's nothing going on, and it's just because that's the way water works,
Yeah.
It could be totally calm on the surface, and underneath, just
raging storm.
6 inches underneath your feet is a gigantic fucking eye going, should I eat this? Should I not eat this?
I mean, I'm kind of hungry. When will I get my next meal?
Oh my God. See, you want to talk about shit your pants moment? Like the gorilla pounding on the glass, like that's scary. But if I'm looking down and all I see is an eye, that's beyond shit your pants moment to me.
I mean, that's like something swallowing you whole.
Exactly, because it's just not only is it scary, but it's the complete futility of it. It's the fact that you're looking down and going, if this thing decides to kill me, I'm getting killed. And there is nothing remotely worth anything that I can do to not have that happen. There is absolutely no effort I can make that would change any sort of outcome that results in me surviving this encounter.
But I mean, like, you have those thrill seekers now who go in like South Africa and go in those shark cages.
Yeah.
You'd build exactly like that to be like a glass boat that's going across this water you have for this enclosure for this kraken, and you'd have that experience. You'd see the eye come up and blink right next to you, or try and like engulf it and let it go.
That would fuck me up.
Yeah, and then like you'd have all kinds of gifts you get. Like you have stuffed krakens. You'd have shirts that say "I survived the kraken boat." That's a moneymaker right there. Like, I think some people would be too scared, but like some people would want to see it because it'd be safe. Like it happens.
There's a shirt with a guy that's like, my name's Phil and this is my kraken.
Yeah. Printing that now.
You're
welcome. For my 5th round pick, Richard, it sounds like your money shot.
It was.
So you stole my money shot. I stole your money shot, which sounded a lot dirtier than I meant it. My 5th round pick is the Kraken.
All right, we're at number 6. Now, okay, so I'm going to figure out a new number 7. In the meantime, I'm going to go with a creature that, okay, so when we were talking about doing mythical creatures, yes, there you have all the, myths of legend and things like that. Shawn, for this next pick, I decided to go to a tried and true friend of mine. Shawn, I went to my bookshelf and pulled out the good old Dungeons and Dragons Monster Manual.
And so by my bedside, I don't go to bed without it.
So for my next pick, I'm going with one of the cooler creatures that you would find in the Monster Manual. Not the toughest, not the most difficult, because Shawn, there are things. The game is called Dungeons and Dragons, but the most scariest monster in Dungeons and Dragons is not actually a dragon. Dragons are fairly killable, but there are creatures harder than a dragon. Shawn, for my next pick, I'm going to go with a creature that you could get a very cool show out of, I believe, because Shawn, this is a monster that has a bunch of tentacles on it, but also it floats. Shawn, this is the floating eye known as the Beholder.
Ooh.
Now, do you know what I'm talking about when I say a Beholder?
I think I've seen it
Have
before,
you seen a picture of it? Think of it like a big eye or a big floating ball of flesh with a giant eye in the middle and a mouth.
Yeah, I've seen these before.
Okay, and then sprouting from around the floating eye is a series of what look like tentacles, but at the end of each tentacle is another eye.
So this is going to be like your scary, like, like there's some zoos that have like go to like the creepy creatures, which is like cave and swamps.
Right,
like that's what you're going to see.
Or like
here.
the deep ocean. You see those things. So Shawn, this thing, not only do you get that whole creepy feeling, but also you get a show out of this because Shawn, each one of those eyes shoots a different beam or has a different effect.
Nice. So you get like a light show kind of thing going on?
You could get a light show. One of the eyes shoots lightning. One of the eyes shoots fire. One of the eyes, shoots... Who the fuck? I could barely remember.
It's like a Rammstein concert.
Right? Exactly. It's like a Rammstein concert. Shooting stuff. Like you could put a bunch of targets around it and then just pew, 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 pew. And then like you could play Rammstein in the background and be like, and this thing's going.
Kids are crying. They're like, "Mom, I don't want to be here anymore.
I'm scared of the big floaty eyeball." Oh my god, it'd be awesome.
I feel like you couldn't do any like petting zoo type stuff with this, and it's probably
god, no.
It's like the poisonous snakes that you have in zoos. Like they have to be handled with like super care. Like this would be the one like if it gets out, like your zoo is gonna be like on complete lockdown.
You got one of the rays. Okay, I'm looking at some of them. A levitation ray, so you could shoot that at people and then they're floating.
That'd
It'd be like
cool.
Charlie in the Chocolate Factory when they
Yeah.
drink the soda pop.
You got to burp. Oh, they didn't burp in time.
Oh, now they got disintegrated.
No refunds.
So, Shawn, there you go. Pick number 6 from my good friend and companion, the Monster Manual from Dungeons and Dragons. I'm going with the Beholder.
Nice. That's a pretty good one. For my 6th round pick, Richard, I got quite a few. Well, actually, I think I just have one flying thing with the Pegasus, but this is another creature that's always been really cool. Like, I like the creatures that have multiple pieces put to them. Like, they're really 3 creatures built into one.
Okay.
And this one, I think, would have like a really, like, you could build like a really cool enclosure for it. You'd have a couple of them. You'd see some flying. You'd see some crawling around. Richard, for my 6th round pick, I want to go with the Greek creature, legendary creature. I want to go with the Griffin. The creature that has...
I like a griffin. I just
cool,
like the way
yeah.
they look.
It's got
Like-
the body, back legs of a lion. It's got the head and wings of an eagle, and eagle's talons on its front feet. Like, that'd be
Yeah.
so cool to see.
Right? Imagine, but it's like the size of a horse.
Aren't they like the size of a lion? I guess some people ride them in mythology, don't they?
Yeah. Some people ride them, but like it has. Usually, I think it has like an eagle. Like it's like if you took the front part of an eagle and the back part of a lion and made it about the size of a horse, so you could ride it and fly it around. So it sounds like, Shawn, it sounds like you have two different worlds. You have the aquatic world and then you have the aerial world.
Pretty much, yeah. It's kind of like you get to fly
So you have
around
an
and see stuff.
aviary with flying stuff, and then you have an aquatic world with a kraken.
Yeah, so I've got the aquatic
pretty
and
badass.
the aerial down. Yeah, and you've just got kind of the land. So it's kind of like whenever you see parks on different sides of the street, like you've got the world of rides and you got the world of water. That's kind of what we've got going on here.
Right. So you're saying we should open across the street from each other?
I would think so. I think you would
So
have
then
to.
people will walk into yours and you'll be like, "Oh my God, I got a horse with bird wings and it's awesome. Come look at the aviary." And then I'm like, "Dragon!"
Well, we would probably have to hook up at some point and be like, okay, well, you can get the 2-day pass for both for, $10 off. Well, it's $1,000 a person. Yeah, but it's $1,000, $10, $1,010. So you're saving money.
Totally.
Yeah, duh.
I mean, God, don't you get math?
Yeah, it's $505 a piece for just one of them. And you're saving $10.
Right? Totally.
Jeez. Don't you want to see the Kraken and the dragon? Don't you want your kids to have a good childhood? Don't you love your kids?
Why do you hate your children? That's what I want to know.
I think with griffins, you probably couldn't have them be ridden, though. They seem a little bit too wild. So you'd have them, like, sitting on branches or hanging out. They'd be like whenever you go and see, like, the alligators. Like, there's nobody riding the alligators at the zoo. You just see them and, like, freak out thinking, like, oh, my God.
Unless somebody, had too much to drink.
Yeah, that's why they don't serve so much booze at those places as much.
I'm going to ride me an alligator.
Woo! Chomp, chomp, chomp. So for my 6th round pick, Richard, I am going with a griffin.
So for my 7th round pick, since apparently I can't have a kraken because somebody else bought it at the Mythical Creature auction. I need to find something else. So for my 7th round pick, I'm gonna go with a creature that's similar to a creature that you had, but you know what, Shawn? I've put enough stuff in my zoo. This one right here, this one's for me. This 7th round pick, this one's just for me. Cause you know what, Shawn? I'm gonna have a decent amount of money because I'm gonna have the coolest zoo ever. I'm gonna be making some decent money. So I'm gonna have a big sprawling house out in the country. And you know what I'm gonna have at that big sprawling house out in the country? I'm gonna have a stable. You know what's gonna be in that stable, Shawn? That's gonna be my 7th round pick. And that pick is a unicorn.
Ooh.
Shawn, I want a unicorn. I want to ride a unicorn. And that one's, you know what? And this one, not for everybody else. Just me. This one's just for me.
Well, it's kind of like the Dollar General Pegasus because I basically have a unicorn with wings. So this is kind of like the the downgrade version.
You know what? You can disparage this all you want, but at the end of the day, in my mind, I get to ride a unicorn, and that is fucking awesome.
So what kind of outfit do you wear while riding a unicorn?
You are stark naked. You are not wearing a stitch of clothing, and you are just riding a unicorn, and like no saddle. There's no saddle, so you're riding bareback on a unicorn through an open field of flowers, and it is the most wonderful thing in the world. I'm picturing it in my mind right now, and I can do nothing but smile.
So, like, you hold the horn to stabilize yourself?
No, in my mind, I'm gently cupping like the sides of it, and I'm just like, and like my hair is flowing through the breeze. And I'm like, this is amazing.
This is magical.
Oh my God, Shawn, I want to ride a fucking unicorn so bad.
You question me a lot, but with this pick is very telling.
You know what? Fuck you, because I don't see, like I said, you say what you want. End of the day, I'm riding a unicorn through a field of flowers, and I don't care what you think.
Why does it have to be amazing. A field of flowers?
It is so, like, it makes my heart happy to imagine myself like, yay! Like, I put my arms up like,
so you come home from a tough day at the zoo, like you're questioning it.
Oh my God, and instantly just like, I come home like Friday, like I'm like so jazzed. It's like Friday at like 4:30, and I'm like, oh my God, I get to leave in like half an hour. 5 o'clock rolls around, like I hurry up and punch out, get in my car, and I race home.
Taking your clothes off as you're driving.
Yeah, like I open the car door and I'm already like my shirt's like over my head, and I'm like, woo! And I'm running to the stable, and then hopping on the unicorn and be like, let's go! And I'm gonna name it. I'm gonna name it something so stupid. I'm gonna name it like Sparkles, or I don't know. I'm gonna name it like Daffodil, and I'll just be like, woo, Daffodil! Riding through an open field, and I'm gonna be like, this is the best thing ever. I don't care. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say, because I just want everybody to sit and imagine. Don't imagine me, because I know you don't want to imagine me riding through a field of flowers stark naked on top of a unicorn. But imagine yourself. Like, imagine how that would make you feel. Like, you're sitting on a unicorn, just like breeze is blowing up against you, and you're just like, oh, just like riding through, and you're like, oh my God.
Never
like
felt
nothing.
like one with nature and so free in my life.
And like it's just even beyond that. Just like this just makes me happy. Like, this just makes my heart and soul happy. This is like a recharge. Shawn, for my 7th round pick, I want a unicorn, and I just want to ride a unicorn through a field of flowers.
That's going to be a tough one to top, so I don't think I'm going to be able to. But in my zoo, Richard, like, I want something for the kids, like something they can come and see and be like, oh, this is kind of cool. Maybe even you can sell them as pets, because they have stuffed ones all over the place.
Right,
but Richard, for my 7th round pick, what I want in my zoo, probably the lead thing in my petting zoo, is a jackalope.
Isn't that like a rabbit?
That's a rabbit with antlers, man.
It's a rabbit.
So it's like, these are like things that are supposedly out in the desert. They're just rabbits with these deer antlers.
Okay.
Isn't it cool? Like, you go down there and you get to pet them because they're probably friendly. You feed them bread. You know.
Until it tries to stab you until it tries to stab like your kid in the face with its antlers.
Well, no, I mean,
like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna pet the jackalope. Stab, stab, stab.
Well, they have zoos where you can pet like deer with antlers, and they're like, oh yeah, people bring me bread, so that's fine. And the rabbits would be the same way. It's a rabbit. If it gets too feisty, you just drop kick it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it would be like, you know what? At the end of the day, you're fucking food.
That's true.
So
it's like, listen, we got rabbit kebabs. We got
mind your P's and Q's, buddy.
And rabbit's feet.
Mind your P's and Q's, fucking jackalope.
And at worst, like, if they do get too mouthy, guess what? That's food for the Loch Ness Monster or the
that's true.
dire wolves.
Just pick them up and then toss them in Nessie's pond.
All right, it's feeding time, kids. Watch. Crack. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Roars.
So for my 7th round money shot pick, the thing that's going to lead my petting zoo is the jackalope. It's not naked riding around in a field.
Oh my God. See, you're talking about it. It makes me smile.
That's a good pick.
Oh, that's so like just the thought of it. This feels like sounds so good to me.
So do you have any and buts?
Yeah, I didn't have many. Let me have a look-sees at my list. I had an owlbear, which
I
is
thought about doing one of those, yeah.
I had an owlbear, which is, exactly like it sounds. It's a cross between an owl and a bear. I had a Tarrasque, which when I was talking about the most dangerous animal in the Dungeons and Dragons Monster Manual, it's the Tarrasque. You can Google it. Go ahead and Google it if you want. The Tarrasque is the most challenging, most difficult thing in the Monster Manual. The Tarrasque. I had one more. Where'd you go? I was trying to find a picture of it so I could. I thought about maybe doing a rust monster just to have like this cool effect where because what a rust monster is it looks like a cricket, but it's the size of like a big dog. Mm-hmm. And it has these antlers, and the antlers touch metal, and the metal rusts. So I thought that'd be kind of a cool thing, like you hold out like a big metal thing, a big plate of metal, and then it like rusts through it and then walks through it. Yeah, that was all I had.
The only thing I had was they're kind of known in the Midwest a little bit, is a thunderbird. It's basically just a big giant ass bird.
I've heard of Thunderbird, but I thought it was a wine. Thunderbird wine. It was like one of those cheapo wines that you get at like the discount liquor store.
They might have named it after it. It's actually like they have a Thunderbird like captive, and it's the P from the Thunderbird. So they call it Thunderbird wine.
Oh, maybe.
Sounds good to me.
I like it. Yeah.
So let me run through these picks. So Richard, your 1st round pick, you had a dragon. 2nd round pick, you had sirens. 3rd round pick, you had a minotaur. 4th round pick, you had the phoenix. 5th round pick, you had the Cerberus, protecting your hell underground.
Yeah, my exclusive hell club.
6th round pick, you had a beholder. And your 7th round pick, just for you, you had a unicorn.
Oh my God, that sounds so good. And I'll tell you what, like in terms of lists, I'm pretty happy with this list.
This one's pretty good.
I'm happy.
So for my 1st round pick, I had a Loch Ness Monster. 2nd round pick, Bigfoot. 3rd round pick, Dire Wolf. 4th round pick, Pegasus. 5th round pick, the Kraken. 6th round pick, a Griffin. And 7th round pick, a Jackalope.
Jackalope sounds cool.
They're interesting. It's one of those things to be like, oh, that's cool.
Not a unicorn.
It's not a unicorn, though.
Oh.
All right, Richards, would you like to throw out any Richards closing thoughts for our 30-second draft?
So for my closing thought, I would say that there are rumors that some of these animals exist, and if they do, can somebody like tweet me or try and get a hold of me, send an email, let me know where I can get a hold of a unicorn. Because if somebody tells me that, hey, unicorns are a thing, you can ride a unicorn bareback if you want. If somebody tells me that is a real thing that can happen, then I am on the next plane to wherever that is. Because I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, I would give so much to be able to do that. And don't worry, sweetie, I would send pictures.
All right, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Visit our website. We're at languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter. We're at languageofbro. Email us at eatthebeaver@languageofbromance.com. Check out the LB Army Intelligence Reports. Like us on Facebook. And go out and recruit somebody for the LB Army by getting someone you know to subscribe on Apple Podcast, Google Play, or Stitcher.
And if you think my unicorn thing is a stupid idea, then you can just rate us and leave a review on iTunes and be like, that sounds fucking stupid. Who wants to ride a unicorn? Wouldn't your balls hurt riding a horse bareback? That sounds fucking dumb. You shouldn't do that. And you know what? I'll be like, you know what? That's your opinion, because my opinion is I'm riding a unicorn through a fucking field, and I don't care.
You leave Sparkles out of this, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you don't bring Cupcake into this. And
you can always check us out on the Pod Bros Network.
The podcast on the internet that is probably going to disown us once they find out that I want to ride a bareback unicorn stark naked through a field of flowers.
And if you want to get Richard a little bit closer to that dream of riding a unicorn, throw a little money in our tip jar by going to our Patreon account at www.patreon.com/languageofbromance.
Or donate to some form of genetic research that makes unicorns a thing.
All right. Was there anything else before I close her out?
Nope. I'm going to go sit and dream about riding a unicorn.
All right. Well, that's all the Bromance we have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver.
Oh, dragons are awesome, but riding a unicorn would be amazing. I would not ride a dragon naked.
Unicorn, on the other hand, though,
Totally
naked.
Not a stitch.